Thompson, we are live at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'd like to welcome you to Fox's coverage of this explosive countdown to 2009. We've got music legends, illusionists, high-flying acrobatics, and the world's greatest daredevil, and that just begins to describe what's going to happen tonight. In fact, we're going live to New York's Times Square. We've got so much packed in tonight's show, we might have to push New Year's Day back a few hours just to make room. This is New Year's Eve Live.
He is the world's greatest daredevil. He is America's idol. They fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Tonight, on the eve of a new year, they lead an army of the world's greatest entertainers to this ring of fire. A volcano at the Mirage. Let's end the year with a really big bang.
Live from Las Vegas. Get ready for the world's hottest party with live performances from David Cook.
And we're going to rock you into 2009.
We'll fuel things up at Jet with a live performance from Scott Weiland. Then it's time to believe with the master of deception, Chris Angel. See the sexiest show on the Strip, where nothing is left to the imagination.
Spike, you gonna be a naughty boy tonight?
Absolutely not.
Plus, more live performances from Daughtry, Leonard Skinnard, and Terry Fader.
I played my men like I played blackjack. Anything over 21's a bust.
It's man versus volcano. As Captain Robbie Knievel attempts to jump the world's largest fire attraction, the volcano at the Mirage. Will Knievel survive this fiery death jump? We'll find out now as we light up the Las Vegas Strip, the center of the world's most outrageous party. It's New Year's Eve Live on Fox. And there it is, the Mirage Volcano. It just got a $25 million facelift. And tonight, that volcano, the only thing standing in the way of Daredevil Robbie Knievel. It's New Year's Eve Live here in Las Vegas. We're coming to you from the world-renowned Mirage Hotel and Casino right here on the spectacular Las Vegas Strip. I'm Mark Thompson. I'll be your host for this night of celebration, and we've got music, magic, and more. Everyone loves a New Year's Eve party, and we're glad that you could be part of ours.
I'm here in the crowd in front of the Mirage Casino in Las Vegas, and I'll be checking in with the updates on all the debauchery I'm sure to witness. You know what they say, guys? What happens in Vegas is sure to incriminate you when it's broadcast on live TV. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, let's throw to Chrissy Russo from Fox's KSWB in San Diego, who's down the Strip at the Luxor. Chrissy.
Okay, Spike, thank you. Now, I'm outside the spectacular Luxor Pyramid on the world-famous Las Vegas Strip. Now, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to highlight the most incredible shows to ever hit Las Vegas, the Cirque du Soleil show. So that's coming up in just a little bit. See you back here then. Mark, over to you.
Yeah, that's a quick look around the horn. Thank you, Chrissy. We can't wait to see the inner workings of those phenomenal shows that we've just seen little clips of. Well, he's jumped the Grand Canyon, conquered the fountain at Caesar's Palace, flown from one rooftop to another, and beat a steam locomotive in a 100-mile-an-hour game of chicken. Tonight, 41 years to the day after his father's unforgettable jump at the Caesar's Palace fountain, Robbie tries something even more spectacular. He's the world's most famous daredevil, Robbie Knievel.
You give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Robbie Knievel was born May 7th, 1962. He was the third of 4 children of the late, great daredevil, Evel Knievel. Robbie began jumping his bicycle at age 4 and riding motorcycles at age 7. By age 8, he performed in his first show with his father at Madison Square Garden.
By the time I was 11, I was wheeling, all the way across the football fields, going through the gears on a bike twice the size of me.
With several years of touring under his belt, Robbie decided to head out on his own and make a name for himself.
I had 50,000 people live cheering me on, going crazy. Look at that little kid doing that. I was like, this is what I want to do for a living.
He has successfully completed over 300 professional jumps and more than 20 world records. 1989, Robbie successfully cleared the fountains at Caesar's Palace, setting the record his father could not 22 years earlier. 1998, in front of a live television audience, he sets another record, launching himself over 25 limos in Las Vegas. 1999, the building-to-building death jump. 20 stories into the sky, the takeoff ramp angled against the landing ramp with absolutely no margin for error. Robbie took flight and amazed the live television audience. Later that year, Captain Robbie Knievel set his sight on the Grand Canyon, flying his motorcycle 2,500 feet above the gorge. Knievel successfully cleared the distance, but ended up eating the sacred soil of the Wallapai Indians.
I hung on until I crashed, didn't I?
I wanna rock!
The very next year, Robbie was right on schedule when he went head-to-head with a 90-ton freight train, missing a deadly head-on collision by 3/100ths of a second. He's jumped over trucks, planes, and limousines. Robbie has successfully completed nearly every jump that his legendary father, Evel Knievel, ever attempted. And now, it's Robbie that carries on the Knievel tradition of God, country, and the devotion to the young, enthusiastic fans. When he's not risking his life, Robbie designs and markets custom motorcycles, including the Evel Knievel Commemorative and the Snake River Canyon. And tonight, 41 years after Evel Knievel jumped the fountains at Caesars, Robbie Knievel attempts to rewrite history. Don't move. When we return, America's best New Year's Eve party keeps on rolling. You're watching Fox's New Year's Eve Live. Coming up next, it's the sensual side of Cirque du Soleil. Plus, a live performance from Daughtry when New Year's Eve Live continues. We are live, and behind me is the volcano here at the Mirage Hotel. If you haven't seen it yet, you've got to come here and witness the eruption. It's absolutely awesome. So awesome that it inspired daredevil Robbie Knievel to take on another spectacular death jump. Tonight, Robbie's sole focus still is on the volcano here at the Mirage.
Our new volcano itself costs over $25 million. Together with our room renovation and all the fabulous upgrades, makes the Mirage the hottest place on the Strip. In 2009 will be our 20th anniversary, and what better way to kick off the year than having Robbie jump over our new volcano.
And speaking of hot, the Mirage chose the same people who designed the magnificent fountains at the Bellagio, wet, to make the volcano the hottest fire attraction in the world. The project was led by Jim Doyle, who wanted to do more than just push the envelope.
We burned the envelope. We didn't just stretch it.
There are about 150 different fire shooters located in and around the volcano. From the sidewalk, fire will shoot over 100 feet in the air, with temperatures reaching over 900 degrees.
This thing is the difference between a Piper Cub and the space shuttle. Computers overlaid upon computers, overlaid process logic systems, overlaid upon safety systems, overlaid upon human interface systems. It is by far the most complex thing.
The volcano is the largest fire attraction in the world. It is the most complicated fire attraction in the world. And when Robbie jumps,
I'll be pushing the button so that when Robbie reaches the peak, the feature will be reaching the peak right underneath him.
The computers, processors, the human element, and literally tons of combustible fuel will make this an explosive, and highly complicated motorcycle jump.
If things didn't go okay, that's not the kind of place you want to come down.
It's a pretty hot show on any night, and tonight it promises to be most spectacular. We're still here in front of the volcano at the Mirage. It's the Las Vegas Strip, and we're preparing for Robbie Knievel to end 2008 with a blast. Let's head south on the Strip now as they begin to construct. By the way, I should mention one thing that is most remarkable. They just began construction on these ramps, on the takeoff ramp, on the landing ramp. All the intricate construction just began yesterday because they were not permitted to actually begin construction sooner because there's so many people, of course, who are enjoying Las Vegas and they try to stay out of their way. So they've been doing work on the construction and they'll be doing it to the very last instant. Literally, they'll finish the ramps minutes before Robbie has to jump tonight. So that's sort of yet one more remarkable detail. Now, I want to head south on the Strip to the Luxor. I love me my Spike. TMZ's got nothing on those guys right now. Let's go to Chrissy Russo, who's on the safety zone area with Robbie's man in charge, Spanky Spangler.
That's right, Spanky, the stunt coordinator, is here. Hi, Spanky. What's the most dangerous part of this jump tonight?
Well, Robbie has a really hard one tonight. He's going about 85 miles an hour trying to come around the corner and line up on his ramp. He only has about 80 feet to line up on his ramp, and it makes it very, very hard to do.
Okay, so normally he has longer than that?
Oh, a lot longer. This is a real tight turn for him, and he has to have his speed and get on the ramp and do what he has to do in the air to make it land right.
Is he in a good mood tonight? Is he feeling positive about the jump?
Well, you know, he feels real positive, and he's done tons of jumps, and he's the best at what he does. This is a high-speed jump, but it's complicated just because he has to come around the corner blind and then line up on his ramp and make the jump.
Spanky, thank you for your service. I understand that you're a Special Forces man in Vietnam, and again, thank you.
Yeah, now you're telling everybody how old I am, but I want to thank all our Special Forces, all our troops out there protecting us right now. God bless them all.
Thank you, Spanky. Mark.
Thanks, Christian. I'm getting word that, yes, Robbie Knievel is about to make his entrance. That is Robbie coming to the casino. Most people can't get through that casino without placing a wager or two. But Robbie has got a job to do tonight. We got to go to break. But stay tuned for a sneak peek of the hilarious new comedy, I Love You Man, starring Paul Rudd and Jason Segel, in theaters March 20th. And more, Robbie makes his jump. It's Fox's New Year's Eve Live. We'll be right back. When New Year's Eve Live continues, go backstage with the stars who love the Beatles' love. Plus, Robbie Knievel is just minutes away from his New Year's jump when New Year's Eve Live returns. Welcome back to Fox's New Year's Eve Live. I'm your host, Mark Thompson, and I'm standing here with the legend himself, Captain Robbie Knievel. We're getting so close to the big jump. I've got to think in a place like Las Vegas, it's very tough to stay focused. How do you keep your head clear, and how do you stay focused in a situation like this?
Well, I am a little apprehensive tonight. Nobody likes performing stunts in the cold weather. But when I think about what my father went through, what I think about what our real heroes are going through, I can pull this off. It's not my first rodeo. I started in '87 at the Silver Bowl, then I went to Caesar's Palace in '89, and then I went to the building jump in '98, and then the Grand Canyon, and the 30 limo jump here. So being here at the Mirage and doing my 8th live hour special is a great moment. And I love you, Las Vegas, and I just want to say Godspeed. Dad, would you help fly with me on this one? Because I got a big corner to deal with. So thanks to all my family for coming and everybody that's here. And I'm going for it. So take it easy, and I'll see you after the jump.
Good luck, brother. See you. Yeah.
I wanted to say one more thing when it comes to the troops. A great friend of mine, one of the greatest fathers you could ever have and best friend, unconditional. Purple Hearts was in Vietnam. Spanky Spangler, how about a hand for him, my stunt coordinator over there. All right, let's go. I'm going to make a few runs and go when I'm ready.
All right, Robbie, we'll see you out there. And, of course, we talked to Spanky earlier tonight. He talked about that corner that Robbie referenced as perhaps the most dangerous aspect of this jump. Welcome back to Fox's New Year's Eve Live. That is Captain Robbie Knievel. I'm Mark Thompson, and we're minutes away from Robbie's death-defying jump over the volcano here at the Mirage. And he's been the portrait of intensity all night. I don't know how the guy stays calm right before a leap like this. It's a spectacular leap, and it has some complications associated with it tonight that are quite special, not the least of which is there's a big curve that Robbie has to come around, so he can only get up so much speed as he approaches the ramp. But Robbie's jump isn't the only big event that we're moments away from, of course. It's almost 2009. Let's go back across the country in Times Square. And Robbie Knievel here in Las Vegas at the Mirage Hotel, just minutes away from jumping the famed volcano. These are test runs he takes. He's done it all. He's broken world records. He's completed stunts that have paralyzed audiences. He even jumped the Grand Canyon. He is checking out now the sound of the bike, making sure every little detail is right. And I should mention as well, these test runs established sort of the way the bike is running as the temperature has changed here. You know, it started as a fairly mild day in Las Vegas today, and now it's a night with temperatures in the 40s. So they have to adjust that bike with gas flow and make adjustments to accommodate for those temperature changes. We're going to go to break. Well, when we come back, Robbie Knievel indeed jumps the Mirage volcano. You won't want to miss it. Right back. Spike, you could not put on the codpiece? Where are your guts? I want to see it in the new year. Happy New Year to you and your family, your friends. Everyone is joining us across the country. I'm Mark Thompson, live at the Mirage in Vegas. We've seen a lot here tonight. Daughtry, Scott Weiland, and David Cook. And we've got so much more for you. Captain Robbie Knievel, moments away from his historic jump over the volcano here at the Mirage. We are exactly 41 years to the day after his father's remarkable jump at the Caesars Fountain. And Robbie makes his death-defying stunts look so easy so often. However, they are extremely difficult, and we forget how difficult and how intricate they are. Here are some scenarios that would make this New Year's anything but happy. Robbie has created a 30-foot tall starting tower, which will enable him to see his takeoff ramp, the volcano, and his landing ramp, plus his landing area, the Las Vegas Strip. If everything goes perfectly, he will roar down the tower ramp, gaining much-needed speed. He will hit his takeoff ramp at just under 100 miles an hour, vault over the volcano, which will erupt in a series of explosions. He will touch down in the center of his landing ramp and come to a stop in front of thousands of fans. One of the bad scenarios would be if Robbie started out from his tower at the correct speed, hit his takeoff ramp perfectly, but the pyrotechnicians trigger a premature eruption of the volcano. Robbie could then be engulfed in flames that reach temperatures in excess of 900 degrees. He could lose control of the flight of his motorcycle, hit the landing ramp with his back tire, and flip across the pavement with bone-shattering consequences. A second bad scenario would be if Robbie started out from the tower ramp but was not able to gain enough speed before hitting his takeoff ramp. This would throw all the timings off. The pyrotechnicians could once again trigger the volcano too early. And then, because he did not reach the proper speed, Robbie would most likely clear the volcano, but he could come up short of the proper landing zone. If he were lucky enough to at least partially hit on the landing ramp, he would once again suffer devastating consequences. Way too short, and he could be stuffed into steel-reinforced deck. The worst-case scenario is the one that is feared by most daredevils worldwide. Making what appears to be a perfect start, any engine malfunction or the master link of his chain or any chain malfunction could signal a true death ride. The reason, this is the area of no return. Once Robbie reaches this area, he must jump. if there is any complication in this zone, he is already committed. There is no stopping or turning back. If any malfunction should occur, he could land inside the volcano. That would sear and destroy his lungs, resulting in an agonizing death. As you can see, we can't really overstate the potential for disaster, frankly. A lot of things have to go right for it all to work out. I have to remind all of you watching, it seems absurd, but if you happen to have a volcano in your backyard and a stunt crew, don't jump over it with a motorcycle. Seriously, Robbie is a team of professionals working around the clock to make sure everything goes to plan. They plot out the exact mathematical equations to ensure success, from the angles of the ramps to precisely when he shifts gears. It's all very heady stuff, and even the smallest misstep will spell disaster. So I want to caution you, don't try it where you live. Well, incredibly, with all this planning, I want to mention one piece of information that always astounds me. Robbie refuses to put a speedometer on the motorcycle. He's been doing it for so long that he uses his instincts and his ears simply to gauge the pitch of the bike and how fast you should be going. It's a real marvel to witness, and you'll see it here in a moment. And as he also likes to say, when you're going that fast, who's got time to look down at the speedometer? It's the moment you've been waiting for. We are ready. The test runs are through. Robbie Knievel is ready to jump. I should also mention, as we watch, the crowd is gathered on the strip. He's made it! Robbie Knievel has made it successfully, landed cleanly, and now celebrates like a daredevil likes to. Taking his curtain call at the top of the ramp. He made that curve, he made the approach, hit perfectly, and a perfect landing. And Happy New Year! That's a very relieved Knievel crew, many of whom worked with his father 41 years ago at Caesars. Many of those same stunt coordinators who were young men then have aged through the generations with the Knievel family. And tonight, another triumphant night for Team Knievel. Here's a replay. And watch, he has to get that approach cleanly. It was the toughest part of this entire jump. And as he lands cleanly rear wheel first, Robbie does make it look easy. Ah, yes. A relieved Knievel family. Spike. I ask you, Spike, as the volcano here at the Mirage goes off, that is something to see, an incredible jump. Every bowl game, including the national championship. And welcome back to Fox's New Year's Eve Live. I'm Mark Thompson. We've just witnessed an incredible piece of history. 41 years to the day after Evil's famed Caesars Palace jump. His son, Captain Robbie Knievel, just jumped the Mirage volcano. For those of you just joining us, take a look as Robbie looks in as well. And Robbie, so many things were conspiring to make this difficult tonight. Take us through it.
Well, it was the slickest takeoff ramp I'd ever been on, and we had some real thick paint we had put on at the last jump in the daytime, and I had to come around that corner, and I was just scared that I was going to spin coming off it and then go completely sideways in the air. But Jeff said, "You're live. Jeff Androsky, it's your show. What are you going to do?" I said, "Get out of the way." I just want to say hi to my friends, a few around the country in Beaufort, South Carolina, at the fill-in station. Mark, Patty, Chris, and Jeanette at the Johnson Creek, and Ron at Luther's, my friends at West 55th in Chicago, Tina at the casting office. I love you, Dad. We all got our beliefs. I believe in Jesus Christ. My father did. I'll see you soon, Dad, but not tonight. Thank you, everybody. Las Vegas. This might be my last live show here. Thanks for coming.
Robbie Knievel, he did it tonight. What a great way to bring in the new year. And he's off to London later this year to do another jump. We'll talk about that. But right now to Chrissy Russo and the Love Show. Chrissy? Well, that is a show that is on the Strip every night. This is a show that is on the Strip only once in a lifetime. Robbie Knievel, what an incredible jump tonight. And I know that among your plans, London's on the list of things you'll do in this year ahead.
Well, I've broken every record I wanted to ever since I was 8 years old, and I want to go back to London where my dad sold the place out and crashed on 13 buses back in '74 and get on that big Harley Davidson and try and jump 16 buses before I end the career. The Snake River's down the road too, but I'm not real concerned about that. I've done enough, I think.
You know, it's interesting because the bike we saw you jump tonight, I was talking to one of your crew. They've tried to, and they even brought tonight a new bike, saying, you know, Robbie, listen, get on a new bike. We're worried about the bike might be getting a little old, but you like that bike. You want to ride on that bike.
Well, the only problem was I wanted to jump the new bike, but I was used to these, and I didn't have time to get it all broken by the time it got here. And the frame's a little different, it sits a little different, so I didn't know how it flew through the air because I couldn't do any practice here. This is the first time I jumped since August, and it was slick.
Yeah, it's really a remarkable thing to think this entire construction, the ramps, everything just happened overnight.
John Paul, I forgot I had your name on. Hey, buddy.
Next year I've got to get somebody's name on my sleeve. All right, well, listen, it was a spectacular night indeed. And
Knievel Custom Cycles, we're doing good. I did a series for my dad.
They're gorgeous, and they're here in the lobby, actually, at the Mirage. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of thing. They look like the sort of thing that would be in your living room. They're not these bikes here, but actually some that you've custom made.
They're like a custom short chopper.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
And they're cheap, a lot cheaper than the ones on the East Coast.
The Knievel family, always been marketing, and they always know how to get their hands on the pulse of America. What a night tonight. What is it like going over that pyro?
It was great. I love my new projector flames and stuff. I can't see when I'm in the air until right before I hit, and I come down, you know, it's just like, where am I? I did one other night jump through the pyro in Sturgis a couple years back. I don't like this anymore at nighttime. It's too slick.
It is tough because the temperature change we touched on, it makes everything a lot harder. Things you have to adjust for.
I made it. The red, white, and blue, the V for victory. That's what my dad always stood for. That's what I stand for, and that's what the troops stand for. Freedom. Freedom!
41 years to the day after his dad did it. We see it tonight on the Vegas Strip. What a great way to ring in the new year. And
I'm going to get some of that stuff from my Bic lighter that keeps going out.
Yeah, this is a $25 million. You can start saving up. Behind us, take a look one more time. Robbie Knievel. Wow.
Blind.
There's got to be a moment there where you really have trouble even seeing the landing ramp through all that pyro.
I'm kind of like the guy that started this place. I can't see nothing when I'm in the flames.
Worked out well for him, and it worked out well for you. Congrats, my friend. That's it for us tonight. Happy New Year, everyone. We want to thank Robbie, everyone at the Mirage, Cirque du Soleil, Daughtry, Scott Weiland, Chris Angel, David Cook, Spike Farriston, Chrissy Russo, everyone who was part of this fantastic night. For Rick Leventhal in New York and everyone, I'm Mark Thompson.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year indeed.